Before I introduce our guest of honor, I'd like to introduce several people who admire him and revere him. But since there's nobody here like that, I'll just introduce him. So tonight our guest of honor is Jason Tyler McGill. He was born June 23, 1983 to two of the most wonderful people, Gary and Lynette McGill. Why should I say nice things about him? I'd rather just tell you the truth. Jason's a really great guy. He'd give you the hair off his back, but he doesn't have any. Yeah, I know. Anyway, most guys start buying Rogaine around this time to, replace the hair they've lost. But Jason kind of wants Rogaine so that he can actually grow a mustache for the first time. All of you know how much of a jokester and a teaser that Jason is. That's why I thought that doing this roast for him is definitely fitting. But none of you get teased as much as I do. I am like the brunt of all of his jokes because I'm married to him. When I was pregnant with Ethan, I mentioned one day that I felt like a fat cow. And a few days later, I was for some reason crawling on the floor on my hands and knees, and Jason came along and tipped me over and exclaimed, "Cow tipping!" Anyways. Who on earth does that? To a pregnant woman? Yeah, that would be Jason. Anyway, so speaking of, so I just had our second baby, and all of you know, and so my brain is still a little spotty. And I can't remember words, I can't remember names very well, or the random misplaced items, things like that. But, I usually remember my wallet and my phone when I'm going out of the house. How many times has that been this month, honey? Yeah, a few times. Anyways, I think my husband is seriously sexy. Yeah, it's probably a good thing since I married him. But I like to tell him that all the time. He's pretty much the epitome of tall, dark, and handsome. He's maybe not on the dark part, but when it's dark, let me tell you, he is handsome. Oof. Anyways, he's my husband. So yeah, okay. So over the years, we've had a few fender benders in the Toyota. A few being Jason's fault, and then other random ones being some absent-minded people. But obviously, he's the kind of guy that people enjoy running into when they're driving. No, seriously, I think Jason has been rear-ended practically every year that he's driven back from Hope Camp meeting. So, anyway. Alright, I think I've said enough. Happy birthday, honey, and I love you very much.
Jason is a one-of-a-kind guy. He's the only guy I know that has the jingle bells to go into an interview and tell the hiring manager that he doesn't want to work. That's a little bit of an exaggeration of a true story. You may know that Jason considers himself to be vegetarian. But what I think a lot of you folks here in the room would also agree with is that he's full of baloney. As you know, Jason is pretty conservative with his money, and many, would call him cheap. In fact, that's actually what his new title stands for: Chief Financial Officer, CFO. I'm not sure how Jason ended up with such a beautiful wife. When he was born, the doctor turned him over and said, "Look, twins. Happy birthday, Jason. Hope it's a good one."
Jason, happy birthday and welcome to your 30s. They say after 30 that gravity starts winning, and I can speak from personal experience. Though I'm not sure what will happen to you, as gravity doesn't have much to work on. What are you, like 6'3", 130 maybe? Heidi asked me to put together a short 3-minute clip to roast you on your birthday. I said that'd be fine, but I don't know what to do with the other 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Let me step back a bit. I'm Eric, and I met Jason... I can't remember exactly when I met Jason. I guess it must not have been that memorable of an experience. But I've known Jason for probably 5 years or so, and so I do speak with a little bit of experience. And if anyone should be roasted, it's Jason. He's practically a walking roast waiting to happen. He loves to dish out the sarcasm, and so now it's time to turn the tables. I think Jason fancies himself a bit of an athlete. He was very active in sports in high school, but I'm not sure what position he played. I heard that his coach said that he was the team's drawback. Jason still fancies himself an athlete, and he plays volleyball and racquetball somewhat often. I can always tell when he thinks he's about to lose because he'll either feign an injury or come up with some excuse to explain away the deficiency. Once, he made me drive all the way to the gym where he was playing volleyball after he had sprained his ankle. Other times, when I've played racquetball with him, he'll talk about a particularly bad paper cut he got, or how he played a pretty difficult game of golf the day before, and so he'll be hobbled up a bit. Jason loves giving advice, and he has an answer for everything, though usually the wrong answer. I've heard it said that some people give sound advice, 99% sound and 1% advice. I give Jason probably a 90-10% split between sound and advice. And it seems like Jason does have plenty of advice to offer on topics like finances or work issues, a house even, or friends. And at the end, he'll always throw in a disclaimer, something like, "I've never tried this before," or "Don't blame me if it doesn't work like this." I never quite know how to take advice with those disclaimers at the end. Jason is very good with money. In fact, I think most people might call him thrifty even. For example, he never pays to see a movie. If he wants to see a movie, he waits until he gets a screening pass, a free one even, and goes clear across town just to see the free movie he wants to see. Finally, Jason loves games. Jason loves teaching friends new games so that he can have the upper hand. Take Seven Wonders or Dominion, for example. He told me they were simple games and were easy to learn, so he explained a few of the rules and then said he would explain a few more as we went along if that was necessary. Then he proceeded to take advantage of all the obscure rules and just dominated the games. But enough with the roasting, Jason. I want you to know that if you ever need a friend, I'll be happy to find you one. But seriously, you truly are a great guy, Jason. You're a good parent, and you truly look out for your children, and I know you care for them quite a lot. I know you're a good spiritual leader, and I really do appreciate when you lead Sabbath Share and the thought-provoking discussions that you have. And I know that you do give good advice despite what I said earlier, and I am honored to call you a friend. Happy 30th birthday. Welcome to your 30s, Jason.
Happy birthday, Uncle Jason.
I thought we were going to do that together. Let's try one more time. Happy birthday, Uncle Jason. You guys know that Uncle Jason is now 30, and that means he's very old. You guys know that? Isn't 30 very old? Is it pretty old? Mm-hmm. He's an old man. Uncle Jason, we wanted you to know that we love you. We're glad that you're part of our family. Even if you are Canadian, it kind of seems to be a trend on that side of the family. But we have no choice. So we're happy that you're part of the family. One thing that we've really known is a lot of people have called you frugal, which is true. You are very frugal. But another word for that is cheap. And we've got a couple of jokes here about just how cheap you are, because I don't know if people know this or not. So what's your first one?
He takes off his glasses when he's not looking at anything.
Uncle Jason is so cheap. That's right. A lot of people don't know this, but one of the big reasons he married our auntie Heidi was Uncle Jason's so cheap, he married skinny little Heidi just so he would be able to buy a smaller ring. A lot of people didn't know that. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You knew that?
I knew that a long time ago.
Long time ago. And Mason has one too, where she wants to say,
Uncle Jason is so cheap. He recycles his belly button lint.
Uncle Jason's so cheap he recycles his belly button lint. That's pretty cheap. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Uncle Jason just had his will done recently. And he is so cheap, he actually named himself as a beneficiary in his own will. Did you know that? No? Do you even know what that means? No, you don't even know what that means. And Braden has our last one here about just how cheap our Uncle Jason is.
He won't even tip his hat.
That is cheap. He won't even tip his hat. That is very cheap. We love you, Uncle Jason. We hope you have a happy birthday and enjoy our silly faces. Ready?
After Jason was done reading a nursery rhyme to Ethan, he said, "No, Ethan, Little Bo Peep can't take their lost sheep as a tax deduction, but I like your thinking."
Hey Jason, you're 30. I remember like it was yesterday when Heather told me that some guy from Port Hardy, BC, was pursuing Heidi. I said, no way, another guy from Canada in the Spiva family. That'll be good for 'em. Now they have someone else to pick on who's lanky, says A, at least occasionally, and actually knows what a toque is. And then I found out you were studying accounting. And I thought, oh great, another shy and retiring type to hang out with. I just hope that you're not the type who ends up with 500,000 shy, and that's why you're retiring. Hope you're not setting up your trust for your retirement anytime soon. But hey, maybe you should. But seriously, I thought it could be helpful to have an accountant in the family. And then I found out you were becoming an auditor, and I thought, oh no, he's just going to end up nosy in everyone else's business. But you know, Jason, you just don't have the nose for it. I mean, seriously, when people ask how many auditors it takes to change a light bulb, and your answer is, how many did it take last year? It's time to move on to something else, and I'm glad you did. And then I found out you played volleyball. You're Canadian, eh? You're supposed to play hockey. And I mean, what's volleyball done for you? Given you a broken finger? Bad ankle sprains? Sore shoulders? Yeah, I know volleyball is made for lanky guys like you, but hear from a doctor. At least it's cool when you break something playing hockey. But breaking something playing volleyball just makes me think it's time to pick a new sport. Maybe you've been living in the USA for so long you should pick football. Then you could go to the bank and get your quarter back. I know that's lame, but I thought it'd be a good joke that an accountant would get. And Jason, just thinking about noses in volleyball, I thought why yours wouldn't make the team. It's because it never gets picked. You gotta start picking your nose, man. Get with the program. Now I find out that you're CFO or something like that. Is that like a UFO? But instead of helping extraterrestrials visit our planet, You help unsuspecting travelers visit Oregon? Sounds like fun. Now, I really like the new minivan. The MPV you got, Jason, it was a good move. I know you're a practical kind of guy who doesn't go for showy vehicles and likes reliability. And you truly have reached familyhood with that kind of vehicle. I know you chose it because it's the only minivan small enough to fit in your specially sized garage, and it's wrought with sentimental value because it was a sexy minivan that you used to steal away Heidi's heart when you were dating. But what about the Jetta, Jason? The Jetta. Sure, it had a few problems like exhaust forever coming into the passenger apartment, broken glove compartment latch, missing hubcap emblems, and that wonderful fresh box of crayon smell. But Jason, do you really have to give up the Jetta? No, seriously. I'm glad you finally caught and married Heidi. She does a great job dressing you. She makes sure you have your granola and honey toasted oats every morning for breakfast. And she's bore you 2 beautiful children, even if you are twice her size. We're glad to have you in the family, and we hope God blesses you with 10, 20, 30, but not more than 40 more years of life.
Hey Jason, I hear the big 30th is this weekend, so happy birthday from my hotel room in Hong Kong. Heidi was soliciting some choice derogatory statements about you, but the problem is nothing I can say can damage your reputation. It's so low already. You landed that CFO/COO job a while back. First off, congrats. Executive management is hard work and long hours, especially in quasi-government, where working hard is 1 minute over 8 hours. I also hear you're still driving around with 1 hubcap missing from your car. That's just ridiculous. You should have removed the other 3 ages ago. Anyway, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy this next decade of your life.
Hey Jason, how you doing, buddy? It's your Uncle Lawrence here. It's like after 11 o'clock our time. We are tired, we want to go to bed. There's so many other things we want to be doing right now. But no, we've got to do something for Jason. Heidi made us. And you know, Heidi said, do something like roast him. And you know what? Usually when I've roasted people in the past, it's people that, you know, deserve it. It's people we love and respect. So I don't know why we're doing this. But anyways, we'll do our best. And I know that she sent some emails out to your family telling them to be funny, do some roasting. Buddy, does she know your family? There's not a lot of comedy there. I think you're in big trouble. Oh well. You know what? There also comes a time in life, Jason, when you got to ask people to stop making such a big deal about your birthday. And that was back when you were 11. So come on, what are we doing? Anyways, you know what? You're really special to us. And I mean that kind of in the Special Olympics kind of way. But you know what? You're a great guy, Jason. You should go far. That's not really a prediction. That's a request. Come on, try and do a little bit better. It's really important. And they say, you know what? As you get older, Jason, your looks start to go. Dude, you're only 30. What's happened there? Come on, man. You're so far ahead of your time. It's a good thing you got your loving wife beside you. That's all I can say. And you know what? The other day, Auntie Donna and I were talking. And we were talking about you and kind of what you do and what you're known for. And you know what? Let's face it. You're known for being a little bit cheap. You know, you buy those beautiful, sexy glasses on the internet that you wear all the time. And, you know, I was kind of laughing at you. But Auntie Donna stood up for you. She said, hey, don't make fun of him. He's not cheap. He's just saving for a rainy century. Anyways, I can back that up. I can prove how cheap you are. Remember last year we were at your place? It was stinking hot out, and you put us upstairs in that bedroom. We had the window open. We had this little fan on us. It was so hot. We were sweating. We just about died that night, seriously. And then we get up in the morning, and you tell us, in fact, you actually have an air conditioner. Come on, buddy, buck up. Next time I'll give you $20. You got to stop doing that. Anyways, we hope one day that eventually you're going to turn into something great. We really hope for that day. Speaking of someone great, do you know who died this week? Larry LaPrise. He was the author of the song The Hokey Pokey. And he was 93 years old, and his family said he died pretty peacefully at home. But they said the traumatic part of it was when they tried to put him in the coffin, they put his left leg in, and that's when all the trouble started. But you know what, dude? You're just a young punk. You haven't accomplished much yet. All you've got is a beautiful wife, 2 great kids, a comfy home, and a great job. Big deal. Any doofus can get that. Anyhow, we wanted to say happy birthday. We love you. We think you're wonderful. Have a great birthday and a great weekend, and God bless, and we will see you soon.